She never missed a single payment. So why couldn't she afford her own rent? Chloe Bennett had a system. Every Friday, she treated herself. A candle here, a new top there, maybe a skincare set she'd been eyeing all week.
Nothing extravagant, nothing she couldn't afford. At least, that's what the 4 little tap to approve buttons told her.
She was 26, 3 years into her marketing job, finally decorating an apartment that felt like hers.
Her mother, Denise, called every Sunday. "You doing okay for money, honey?" she'd ask. The same question every week. "I'm fine, Mom," Chloe always said. And she believed it. She had a paycheck, she had a plan. She just liked the feeling of buying something new without watching her checking account drop all at once. That's the thing about paying in full. It doesn't feel like spending money. It feels like spending a quarter of money. She wasn't reckless. She paid her bills. She just liked the feeling of buying something new without watching her checking account drop all at once. Future Chloe was about to have a very bad month. It started small. One plan for a winter coat. Then a birthday gift for her mom, split into 4 easy payments. Then a friend's bachelorette weekend. Flights, an outfit, a hotel deposit, each one its own separate, harmless plan on 3 different apps. The weekend itself was everything Chloe had hoped. Laughter, good food, a rare feeling of not thinking about money at all. For one weekend, she didn't think about the 4 little apps quietly counting down on her phone. Chloe didn't write any of it down. Why would she? Each individual payment was $15, $20, $30. Small enough to disappear into her weekly grocery budget without a second thought. What she didn't track was the total. 4 active plans, 12 remaining installments, all quietly scheduled to pull from the same checking account, sometimes on the very same day. The first sign something was wrong came on a Tuesday morning, an overdraft notice. She started doing the math in her head at odd moments, in line at the grocery store, during a work meeting, lying awake at 1 a.m. The numbers never quite added up because she was only remembering some of the payments, never all 4 at once. Here's what was actually happening to Chloe, and it's worth understanding because it's happening to millions of people right now without them realizing it. Buy now, pay later isn't a scam. It isn't a trap by design. Used correctly, it's a genuinely useful tool. No interest if you pay on time, no credit check, and it can help you spread a real, planned cost, like a laptop you actually need, into manageable pieces. The danger isn't the tool, it's stacking. When you open a second plan before your first is paid off, and then a third and a fourth, you're no longer managing one manageable payment. You're managing a growing web of due dates spread across different apps that none of them show you together. This isn't rare. It's one of the most common financial blind spots today. Not because people are careless, but because the systems themselves aren't built to show you the full picture. No single app is lying to you. They just were never designed to talk to each other. That's the trap. Not the debt itself, but the invisibility of it. The correct way to use BNPL is simple. First rule, 1 active plan at a time. Second rule, track every installment in one place. Third rule, only use it for a purchase you've actually planned for. 4 small payments can feel harmless on their own, but when they all come due in the same week, against one paycheck, the picture looks very different. By the 3rd week, Chloe had stopped opening the apps altogether. It was easier not to look. She started avoiding her banking app entirely, the little red notification badge glowing on her home screen like something she could outwait.
But not looking didn't stop the payments. 2 more overdraft fees hit her account before rent was even due. When she finally sat down, really sat down, with her bank statement and every app open at once, the number staring back at her wasn't the $20 or $30 she'd been picturing. It was $412 in payments due across 9 days. Rent was $650. She had $480 in her account. She called her mother first, then immediately hung up before it rang.
She wasn't ready to say the words out loud yet.
2 days later, Maya noticed something was off. Chloe had canceled brunch for the 3rd week in a row, always with a vague excuse. "You've been weird," Maya said, sliding into the booth across from her anyway. "Talk to me." Chloe finally showed her the numbers. Maya didn't gasp. She didn't lecture. She just asked one quiet question. "How many of these did you open without checking what you already owed?" Chloe didn't have an answer. That was the problem. That night, lying awake, Chloe finally opened her banking app fully. All of it. Every transaction, every pending charge. Seeing it all laid out at once was worse than she'd imagined. But it was also, strangely, the first moment she felt like she could actually do something about it, instead of just flinching every time her phone buzzed. The following week, rent was due. Chloe was $83 short. Her landlord, Mr. Whitfield, wasn't cruel about it, but he was clear. Late fees would apply after the 5th. No exceptions, no matter how good the tenant had always been. He'd seen this before, he told her, not unkindly. "Most people don't come talk to me until it's already a bigger problem. At least you came in." For the first time in 3 years, Chloe Bennett was going to be late. She walked to her car slowly afterward, replaying every $15 yes that had led to this single, much larger no. Chloe didn't fix this with a miracle. She fixed it the boring, real way, the only way that actually works. She paid the late rent in 2 parts, with Mr. Whitfield's agreement, working an extra freelance job Maya connected her with over the following 2 weeks. But the real question was whether she'd actually change anything, or just survive this 1 month and repeat the same mistake next time. Then she did something she should have done from the very first plan. She wrote down every single BNPL obligation she had on 1 page, with every due date. For the first time, she could see all 4 plans on a single page, not scattered across 4 different screens, but right in front of her, in her own handwriting. It wasn't complicated. It never had been. She just hadn't been looking at it all at once. She closed 2 of the 4 apps. She kept one, the one for the winter coat, already half paid off, because closing it wouldn't undo the payment. It would just remove her ability to see it clearly. And she made herself one rule going forward. No new BNPL plan opens until the current one is fully paid. One at a time, always visible, always tracked. She finally told her mother the truth, on a Sunday call like any other. Denise didn't lecture either. She just said, "I wish you'd told me sooner. Not because I'd have fixed it for you, but because you didn't have to carry it alone." It was, Chloe realized, the same thing Maya had shown her without saying it directly. 3 months later, Chloe's account hadn't overdrafted once. She still used Buy Now, Pay Later occasionally for a planned purchase. 1 plan, fully tracked. It wasn't the tool that had failed her. It was never seeing the whole picture at once. Buy now, pay later isn't the villain in this story. Losing sight of your total obligations is. If you use it like this. One plan at a time, every due date written down in one place, and never for something you didn't already plan to buy. Do that, and it's a tool working for you, not against you. If this story changed the way you see money, subscribe to Economic Mystery Files. Every week, we uncover the hidden stories, psychology, and decisions behind money, helping you make smarter financial choices and make your money work for you, not against you. Follow the money. Find the truth.